checking your spots.
Yeah, scarred up real good.
Yeah. I got a few modern rogue-related scars myself.
Yeah, my foot's still actually a tiny bit swollen.
I can tell.
So
I didn't want to say anything.
it's been
I thought maybe you were pregnant. But...
it's been like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
It takes a long time to recover from the poison ivy, poison oak.
Do you periodically do the elevating icing thing?
It's a miracle.
Not really.
No.
It's a miracle I haven't been exposed because I'm
You
oblivious
set your drink in it once.
I did?
Yeah, I stopped you from messing around with it, but...
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no. I am completely oblivious to everything around me. And so I'm surprised I haven't come home with it like draped like a holly wreath around my head. Because I'm sure I would be
Maybe
like...
you're immune to it. Isn't there some portion of Americans that are like immune to poison?
And
poison
also
ivy?
allergies like that can kind of come and go, and it also depends on whether the plant's producing oil at the time. And
Right.
Well, one way to find out. Yeah.
that's why I don't actually know if... Oh my god, I'm getting all the spam calls today.
The big thing that I always see online is like, don't burn poison ivy, poison oak.
Oh yeah, never.
Like getting
not-
your lungs or something, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like an episode.
No.
Poison
no,
ivy bombs.
Nope. No, sir.
Oh, we should make poison ivy
Where's
bombs.
the extra rolled up newspaper?
That's...
No.
Get into... it's totally doable. It's totally doable.
No.
You dry them out for a few days. You sprinkle them into the...
I think it might actually be a war crime.
Yes.
It may, yeah.
Pack them in party poppers
Felony.
with
No.
dried and
Go to
ground.
the Hague. Get the
Oh my
Hague
God.
too.
Dried and ground. Well, you got to have the oil though, so you can't
There's
dry
a
them out too
newspaper
much.
right over there, Jason. I will roll it up,
So you
and
just-
we will whack you.
Poison. Oh my God, poison ivy
We're gonna have to
bombs.
start doing Modern Road from Guantanamo.
Cause I'm gonna get more
I'm a gimmo rogue.
And all of our modern rogue shoots will look exactly like this.
Yeah, exactly.
One mic, one camera.
Here we are in the fucking yard.
All right. I don't know what we're calling this, but it's irrelevant, I guess, right now, right?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the first one. Nobody watches the first one.
Nobody watches the first one?
Well, the thing that we do a lot with the shows is we'll start with the name before like how we'll do anything. So I appreciate that we're not doing that with us. That it's like we'll just see what it is.
Sure.
Okay. I want to call it Fast and the Furious 10.
We'll put it on the
That's
list.
okay.
I'll
put that
see y'all later.
FFX.
FFX.
But
All right.
This is Jason.
Yeah, I'm Jason. You guys know that. Introduce yourself. Tell us about
I'm
yourself.
John. He didn't remember.
I forget all the
So let's do
time.
that. I'm Bryce. I do audio and some light camera work now on Modern Rogue. I also do Scamation.
There we go. I'm Brandt. I do camera operating and editing and a little bit of pre-production sometimes and publishing and probably everything else that Brian and Jason don't do.
Patreon maintenance.
Yeah.
Community management.
Yeah.
Social.
And Annaliese.
I'm Annaliese, and what am I doing? I just hang out. No, I make them drink water and tell them not to set their drinks in poison ivy.
Yeah. Annalisa is our new intern and is always available and extraordinarily helpful. That's great. So I really don't know what this is, as I've made very clear, so I appreciate everyone showing up on blind faith and us just doing this. We wanted to give, maybe start doing this at first on a monthly basis, give updates to you guys. Stare at the lens, not the screen.
That's right.
Yep. But first we're just going to jibber jabber about poison ivy and whatever.
Well,
To be
poison ivy is
clear-
kind of a big deal out here, so.
Yeah.
To be clear, this is just for the patrons.
Just for the patrons, yeah. Hence it being unpolished and stuff like that.
Exclusive.
That's right.
Get the exclusive gifts.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
That's right.
Yeah.
Late breaking exclusive news. Exclusive to patreon.com/modernrogue.
That's
I don't know
right.
if I can even say exclusive with the strip. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
It's all YOLO and Sclusy.
That's right. Yeet.
Hey,
And yeet.
I got
yeah.
yeet figured out. I used it correctly in a sentence the
And
other
yote?
day, and nobody
Yote.
laughed the wrong way.
You
The wrong.
guys,
Okay.
this old man is like, is that Klingon? What are you saying?
Plop, kapla.
Who
You
was
here to take my gerb?
John, was it you who was asking about Grok the other day?
No, but I
No,
don't.
was that Jacob?
Oh,
Maybe.
it was Jacob.
It
We
might
were
have been
shooting-
Jacob.
Oh, was that Snow Crash? Is that from Snow Crash or
No,
Neuromancer?
it's from
What is Grok from?
I don't know.
Battlestar, I think.
No.
I think it was originally a literary thing.
Yeah.
It just means understand. It just means to understand
Yeah,
something.
I've been seeing
I
it like
grok
since
your,
the
you know,
late
lingo.
90s,
Right.
maybe.
But Jacob was asking me because
Is it a
Brian
Greebly?
says
Yeah.
What?
Brian says grok a
Greebly?
lot.
Greebly?
Ghibli?
What are those little fake made up words that Brian always loves to use? And Jason knows
Cheap
about.
Chop?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. Well, Cheap Chop is
Okay.
is-
Yeah. Grok is Heinlein. Stranger in a Strange Land. Right.
But Brian says grok a lot, and Jacob is like 12 years old, and so he had no idea what it was.
Nice.
He's not.
the
He's not.
12-year-old that we keep in the warehouse. I recommend you get one as well. They're really cheap.
He pretended to be a 21-year-old right to my face.
Is he 21 now?
No.
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 Because he came to a party that we had. He came to a party that
Don't,
we were having.
don't incriminate
No.
us.
Not what else? Oh, were you there? You weren't there. He came to this party that I was at and was like, I don't know if I can drink in front of you. I was like, I don't give a shit.
Bryce is a narc.
I've often said that about
No!
Bryce. Yeah. Yeah.
Bryce is a cop.
Every time he sees me taking ketamine before an episode, he's like,
Bryce just doesn't like to not be believed, even sarcastically. If you sarcastically don't believe Bryce, that will bother him forever.
Drag.
Wow.
Sorry to put you on blast. I didn't mean that.
what happens
I just
when
figured
5
that's better
coworkers
than a narc. That's
stop
better than a
being
narc.
nice and start getting real?
I just wanted to downshift from narc.
Okay. Yeah, I do appreciate that. I see that.
I
and
still
I
think he's a
appreciate
narc.
I still
I'm
think
not
he's a
a
narc as well. Yeah, Brian's a changeling, Bryce is a narc.
my
Which one's worse? You decide. Let's put a poll up.
No.
Put a poll up in the Discord.
ending the conversation.
Put a poll up in the Discord.
Straw poll, straw poll.
Which is worse, Bryce the narc or Brian the changeling?
You know they're gonna say narc.
It's
That's why
absolutely.
this is because
No, everybody wants the changeling.
right.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all.
Oh my god.
So what's been going on with you, John? Yeah.
Because John is also one of the editors on Monroe.
I am.
Yeah.
I do stuff.
You can talk about business, but you don't have to. Who cares?
I'm an editor / film person /
Yeah, and you came out from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You have a lot of experience out
I
there.
lived in Hollywood, working at
Big shot over here.
Big Shot.
Well, how does finally being involved in a well-oiled machine feel?
It feels exactly as well oiled as every studio and producer I have ever worked with before.
So a shit show.
Exactly. Like, there's no, yeah, like these guys, the second I got here, they started, having the same exact issues, they're like, yeah, they'll call us and start talking to us because they need to think things out. I'm like, that's how producers think.
Yeah.
They think out loud.
And it's so first things we told him, Brian's a changeling, Bryce is a narc. Don't make eye contact with Jason. Don't go near Brandt until the poison ivy, whatever's going on down there, clears up. It was foul. I don't know that it was actually. I know I'm going back to that, but I don't know that it was actually poison ivy.
Now, Brandt's
I
on
think
blast.
changelings laid eggs in your skin.
It was significantly difficult to look at.
It was.
It was significantly difficult to have that leg.
No, but you don't understand our pain because you were living it.
Yeah.
So,
I literally couldn't stand for a week.
Way to make it about you, Brandt.
little empathy over here, buddy.
No, it was that was
It was bad.
It was a really good wake up call for me because it was like, oh, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Let's stop going outside.
Like, remember that Invader Zim where he gets the zit that becomes its own person?
Yeah.
I was thinking more like Basket Case,
Ah.
the old Frank Henenlotter film from the late 70s,
No,
early
okay,
80s.
Now you lost me.
There's he's got a conjoined twin, but it detaches and goes and kills people. I thought maybe that was what was happening
Wait,
there.
the conjoined twin.
The conjoined twin goes and kills people. Belial is its name.
Does
Yeah.
it come back?
Oh yeah.
That's not a conjoined twin. That's a sidecar.
It's been a while since I've seen it, so I'm probably screwing it up.
That's a baby monkey holding onto your side.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
Right? Right?
Man, if you could train a baboon or something, like, nobody would fuck with you.
Oh
A
man.
pet monkey.
A
or
little,
pet
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Little
man,
baboon,
pet monkeys
just-
are such a bad idea
Dude.
though. They're vicious.
I keep
Yeah.
burping Pringles. I'm very sorry. Bryce specifically. No, baboons are terrifying. That scene in The Omen. Did you see The Omen? Where nobody's seen The Omen?
Not
Jesus
recent.
Christ!
I don't get out
seen
much.
it.
I was born in
Once or
1990.
twice.
Still, it's a horror classic. Gregory Peck, from To Kill a Mockingbird, he adopts a child, and turns out, it's the son of the devil. Spoiler, not a big spoiler.
Oh, sure.
Not a big spoiler.
I've seen plenty of cartoons that have taken that story and just done it.
Sure.
You've
It's a-
seen a Simpsons parody of The Omen.
I'm thinking
It's a great-
specifically American Dad did the bit.
Anyway, there's a scene where they're going through a wildlife preserve, and the baboons start going berserk because the son of Satan is in there. And that's like the scariest thing in the movie is the baboons.
Baboons have Satan.
They got Satan radar.
They have a direct hotline. Oh, that's Satan.
There's a lot of monkeys that are real creepy. But there was one that I saw the other day on Twitter, because I follow all the weird shit on Twitter. It opens its mouth a little bit, and it's got a bunch of big pointy teeth, and then it curls its lips up, and it's like, and it screams. Yeah.
Whoa! What kind of monkey is that?
I don't remember, but I could look it up.
Yeah, look it
One
up.
that thankfully we're not
Look it
going to
up.
run into here.
Hey! Look who's here. Hey, we're talking about creepy monkeys. No.
We are being recorded.
We are being recorded.
I actually just came to take photos. I forgot this was happening.
Oh, awesome. So David is behind the camera. He's going to take
Do you
some
wanna-
photos.
Do you want to say hi?
Come in front and say
Yeah.
hi.
Who are we looking at?
We're just looking at the
It's
patrons.
the patrons.
People?
Hey, tell, and introduce yourself, sir.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
David Rowan. I do the scam stuff.
Yeah, he runs the store.
what you
People
might
have seen him on the
call-
Bizarre Briefing.
What you might call the backbone of the operation.
Yeah.
You said I was the backbone of the operation.
Nobody said
I'm
that.
more
Tells
of,
that to everyone.
I'm more of the femur.
the femur. I'm like the coccyx
Yeah.
of the operation.
Yeah, I think we all know who the coccyx of the operation.
Have you seen The Omen?
Like the real one?
The movie, The Omen.
Okay, I was like,
With
I was
Gregory
looking around
Peck.
outside. I was like,
Yeah.
a
Did you
hawk.
notice that the sun was blood
I'm
red?
pretty sure it's a mongoose. but-
Yes. No, the movie, The Omen.
No, I
Have you
haven't seen it.
Jesus Christ, what?
David
Give
was
us a
born in
homework list,
97.
Jason, so we can keep up with you.
I certainly will. The Omen.
This
Start
wouldn't be
there.
the first time somebody gave me a homework list of movies that I need to catch up on, because apparently I don't know.
I'm gonna
anything.
post my recommended. Join the Discord. I'll post it in the Discord. I'm gonna post my recommended horror films because we're coming up on Halloween.
Do it.
And
That's a
so
good
I'm
idea.
gonna post 31 horror movies that you have to watch.
And then I will come in
For me to
behind
speak
and
to
I
you.
will try to link to
Ooh,
where
well.
you can actually watch it right now.
Oh, good call. Okay, yeah. The Omen is outstanding. I won't put any of the darker stuff that will get age gated or anything.
No, that's a different Patreon.
That's a different Patreon level. Yeah.
But just
For
know,
November.
Atticus Finch learned no good deed goes unpunished.
That's right. Scout. Yeah. So okay, where do you stand on baboons?
That old chestnut. I'm okay with baboons.
Do you want a pet baboon?
I feel like they're going to be really rowdy.
If that's a Patreon,
That's a word.
That's a Patreon goal. If we get to 10,000,
We're going to have pet baboon.
if we get to 10,000 patrons, we're gonna get a pet baboon.
I
What
do
about-
have a
hang out.
Hollywood. I have
Some
a Hollywood
bonobos.
anecdote. I knew a animal trainer.
Oh no.
And
Who was a baboon?
No, but he talked about
Not
like
interested.
only baby gorillas could ever be used on film sets, and he pointed to the cage, and there were older gorillas there, and the cages on the older gorillas had like these 5x5 square inch, or not square, but hex nuts that were welded, and I was like, why are those bolts welded? He's like, well, they weren't welded. The gorilla would reach out and unscrew them with his hand.
Because they're so strong.
That's
Yeah.
how strong they are.
Hard pass.
Sure.
And their bones are like 10 times the density of our bones.
Oh yeah, don't fight with a chimpanzee.
And when the expression,
You know what? I'll
My
cross off my
weekend plans
calendar.
are out.
Oh well, there goes next Sunday's shoot.
Okay, so which would you rather have? A pet baboon or a pet raccoon?
A raccoon. all
Pet
day.
raccoon.
All day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Raccoons
do
are
need
pretty
a
cool.
wildlife rehabilitation license to have a raccoon in Texas, though. I
Except
looked.
their poop is the worst. It's the worst.
So it can live outside with whiskey
don't
tango.
I really want good poop
Let's dig into this a little bit.
Don't touch it.
It's
with gloves.
yeah.
We can train it to use a litter box.
They're omnivores, right?
Yeah.
And it smells like sewage. 'Cause they just eat whatever.
As opposed to.
As opposed to like deer poop. I mean, it doesn't smell good.
Fragrant.
I would. You know what? I would like a pet deer. That would
Of the
actually be
bonobo.
fun.
Okay, yeah.
I might not have the room. I've got a little apartment.
Yeah.
I've got 400
I
square
can see
feet.
that working in your apartment.
But
your
yeah,
pet
just
deer.
a chill deer.
I have
They
been.
have little tiny ones. There's one in the Dallas Zoo that I think it's called a dick.
Yeah,
A teeny tiny.
No, they're adorable.
I thought you meant like pets. Like they make tiny, like the tiny pigs. You can get a
Okay,
tiny
micro
deer.
pigs aren't real, Bryce. I'm real sorry to tell you.
My sister-in-law knows that.
I've been pushing my wife. I'm like, I want a pet hyena. Just like, because
No.
the tiny ones, they're adorable, and the big ones are awesome. Unfortunately, they're like the smelliest animal in the world, apparently. Like the worst.
Yeah.
Which I don't handle that real well, so.
And they kill Lion Kings.
That's true.
Yeah.
They plot to kill them.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
hyenas are known for their regicide. That's like one of the drawbacks. They will go after any kings you have in the area. They will go right for them.
Looks like they have very coarse fur. Like also wolves. If you've ever pet a wolf, you would think it'd be soft, but not so
It's
much.
like
But
a
it's
husky.
but it's a wild
It's
animal,
wiry.
so it's not like it gets cleaned or stays out of the elements.
I just
Correct,
want one to hang out like in my office, and they'll train him, like just tell a joke or something, and then and he laughs like the Joker. I think I got it from Batman the
You
Animated
should just
Series.
get
Okay, let's be honest.
You should just get a button that makes a noise instead of capturing an animal.
I had it,
Somebody make him a macro.
and yeah, I'm into that.
So we're turning this place into a safari.
Well, okay.
Wildlife preserve, yeah.
There's the
mongooses
foxes,
and
the
mongooses.
mongoose. What have
The
has
dogs,
anyone-
the
dogs?
white dog and black dog.
Yep.
Are they real?
They are real.
At least one of them's made up. Let's be honest. Pretty sure it's the white one.
The white one is real.
I told
Just
Brian
believe
saw
Bryce.
it.
Just believe it.
We do have a lot of wildlife out here because we've got Whiskey and Tango the foxes, we've got Malort the skunk, we've got we need to name that mongoose.
I didn't realize we
Just
named
get
the other
rid of
ones.
mongoose. I know about Whiskey and Tango. I didn't know about the skunk.
My
Oh
lord.
no, I might have named the skunk.
That's cool. That's cool. I didn't even know we had a skunk.
discussion. It was caught on one of the cameras at
Oh,
some
okay.
point. It just wandered across the deck.
There's also maybe a squatter out there
Maybe.
somewhere.
Well,
That's
I mean,
alarming.
Yeah, there was weird talk of there maybe being a person.
Yeah.
They left a note. I mean, it had to be a person at some point.
But we don't know how
A
old
really
that
smart
note
raccoon.
or that item was. I mean, the thing that was out there could weather the elements for
Is
a
it
while.
still
'cause
out
we
there?
It's still out there.
It is?
They asked that we don't touch it.
But
Yeah.
was it out there a year?
It was like a
ago?
hand cart. We found a hand cart in the back 40.
Yeah.
And it had a note that said, do not touch. It's like, oh okay. So,
Yeah.
chained to a tree.
Yeah.
But it's weird because it's not like the previous owners cleaned up or anything. So we don't, because like there are all those cans of old like soda cans from the 60s, so just somewhere around there that have never been cleaned up because no one
Collection.
cleaned it up. This
props.
thing got bought. Oh yeah,
There we
we
go.
pulled some of them in here. And they've even got like the tops
Oh, wow.
where you
Yeah, the
Pop tops.
the little pull. the
Which
little
are
pull.
apparently coming back
Yeah.
in style for beers. Like you can pop the whole top of a beer off now.
Like a whole mound of these.
and so like it's not like we knew this place was clean and that cart is there, though we had been out that way.
I don't think
multiple
it was there in the
times.
beginning.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was not.
Yeah, that's what I was
that's a
trying to
new
get at.
edition. Yeah. Is there like a box on it or something? I wonder what's in there.
No.
I hope it's a head.
I think there was like a wheel on it. I don't know.
It's like
We
a
haven't-
hand, it's like
It
handmade
was like
too.
spare parts or something.
Yeah, and we haven't been out that way in a while.
I was out there the other day with the lockpicking lawyer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he of course said, "Well, we can undo this lock." He's like, "I know,
I know.
it's fine. Just leave it there."
We get it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, fun story about the lockpicking lawyer. I think some of you guys heard this. I dropped him off at a lockpick meetup, like Saturday night, I guess, and he, took a ride share back here, and he had the code to get into the door.
Right.
And he, the next day, he said, "Hey, that code didn't work."
Right, the batteries for the power on that lock have been messed up.
No, this was the other one, actually.
Oh, really?
He said just the code didn't work on
Okay.
the other door.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I knew the answer, but I said, what did you do? And he looked at me like I was an idiot.
Oh,
He's
I
like,
found a window.
he just said,
No.
I picked it.
Now he just thinks you guys are messing with him.
I know.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
like
Maybe that's why that one's broken.
If you wanted me to break in, you could have just asked.
Right. All right, Bryce, what have you been up to lately? What's going on?
So I do a lot of the Scam Nation stuff. So that's kind of what I've been focusing on. We also just did the live night attack at the Out of Bounds Comedy Festival. So that was John helped me with that. That was a big to do.
It was fun.
That's a big
It was
deal.
fun. Yeah, but they're always weird because it's like they don't decide what to do until right before it.
No.
And this was one where we wanted to get certain things out of certain types of footage out of it, so we needed to decide these things ahead of time. But that's out now at nightattack.tv. Wink. But yeah, that was kind of a big thing, and then just shoots, coming onto the monitor, shoots, and keeping Scam Nation afloat. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Busy. Been keeping busy.
Yeah.
Keeping, what is it, 1.9 million subscriber?
Yeah, almost 2 million subscribers
Almost
on
2
Scam
million
Nation.
subscribers.
That's a lot.
It is, but this is the thing with any YouTube channel, right? Like all the big channels are very old because
Legacy subs.
yeah, because people just don't unsubscribe or
Yeah.
they just don't use their accounts anymore, and so there's not the same type of churn you would get if you were only looking at like views, right? So, but it's still growing, and it's I don't know when like the estimated day it'll hit 2 million is, but probably in the next 12 months.
Nice.
Would be my rough guess.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's really big. That's a big milestone.
Yeah, especially because like when I joined the crew about 4 or 5 years ago, it had just tipped over, or was just about to tip over 1 million. So, wow, I had never said that before.
Thought you would have retired by now? Is that what's going on in your mind?
No, but it's very cool to think that the channel has doubled, I guess, in the 5 years that I've been here.
Bryce is like,
showed
I was
up.
supposed to have an island in the South Pacific by now.
But Brandt was working on Scam School at the time too.
Yeah, it puts it in perspective because like when I joined, I think we were at like 300,000 or something.
On
Yeah.
Scam School?
On Scam
No kidding.
Yeah, it was a lot smaller than you would think.
Because that was 7 years ago or so for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was like when we took over production.
I always referred to you as long suffering, but I had no idea.
And that's around the time I was listening to like Brian Brushwood on all my skeptic podcasts.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Was he showing up on a lot of those?
Yeah, he used to like show up to TAM and like quite a few conventions like that.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I hear he's like leaving weird things in the back 40 with "Do not open." I'm pretty sure it's just him. What about you, David? What's going on in the warehouse?
Well-
that 12-year-old you've conscripted into service.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we may have talked a little bit about Jacob.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, Ash is not 12.
No, Ash is not 12 either.
Yeah.
She's 14. Yeah, what did y'all talk about yesterday?
Oh no, we were just joking around about Jacob being young and not.
Oh, yeah.
Making all the T-shirts.
He doesn't quite have his license yet. That's the one thing I'm trying to get him to do.
Oh, yeah.
He could have it. It's just, he's like,
Because he's in college.
Yeah.
He's of
Yeah.
college age, so he could get it.
and I think he lives down there by the school, so he's like,
He doesn't need it. And
Yeah.
like, hey, it'd be nice to be able to not do all of the driving errands.
Yeah.
So do you really need him just to have a license and not necessarily a car?
Well,
I mean, if
I
you
would
had a
say
license, you'd get a car.
in a pinch, like let's say we have a big sale and we have to fulfill some of the stuff locally from the warehouse instead of at the fulfillment center. Instead of the packages piling up and kind of waiting for USPS to come pick them up, which they're a little spotty about doing, we could just load them into his car and take them over to the post office. Little stuff like that.
I don't know if you noticed, but John drilled a vice into your table.
We undrilled it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. We removed the vice from the table.
Which, for the record, Jason, I did not need an assistant that day. I had to show up half an hour early because you're volunteering people to help me drill two
Hey, it was
holes
almost
in
an
the
hour
table.
early.
I
You
think
got off
Corey
easy.
just wanted to help. I apologize. I was coming at it from my perspective where it was like, Jason, go put this vise on the table. It's like, all right, I'm going to need a team. And maybe watch some videos.
I need a budget.
Well,
Yeah.
you had a team. I was the supervisor. I showed up. I'm like, Corey, you're on it. I'm watching YouTube and finishing my espresso.
Awesome. Sorry to interfere.
That clasp, the one half of it went into the particle board.
Oh, yeah. We shot it with some stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like with a gun.
Yeah. That also.
That'll happen.
Don't blame the
I will
vice.
say it wasn't a real gun the way I worried it was.
But it could definitely kill somebody.
Yeah, but we
We're
still
just like, what?
scattered every time we knew it was going to get
It was
shot.
alarming.
I don't want to say shot because it's not a gun. But
No.
Things
It
did
went off.
fly.
yeah, did they? There was.
There was some shrapnel.
Well,
Yeah.
then good. I feel good about getting out of the way then.
It was awesome. I can't wait for you guys to see it because it felt really good.
Yeah.
Pow! It was great. Sorry about the
I'm
table.
surprised that there weren't any like high pitched giggles every time it was shot.
Yeah, I think we were too busy. Like, did I pee? I think I might have peed a little bit.
I wonder how much. So if you watch the first pass at it, you'll see. But there was a lot of like misfires or like not misfires, but like jamming, and it didn't go off.
Oh, the lockpicking lawyer was very
terrifying.
frustrated by that. I just thought, hey, this is Modern Rogue, man. Don't sweat it. It's okay.
But I think it'd be interesting to see how much of that makes it into the final video because we spent a long time trying to get it, working around that. And,
Right.
and it's one of those things where, because I don't know how much you guys cut stuff out that, like, because those videos are so long already, but the shoots are also, like, even longer. Unimportant stuff making it in or not.
Do you not watch our episodes every week?
I don't.
I mean, I don't watch Scam Nation, so
Yeah.
that is an understood dynamic.
Boundaries.
What I imagine that episode will be is it will show a little bit of that, and then there'll be like a rapid succession of like that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work, that didn't work, and then it's like, okay, let's try this thing, and then it works.
Okay.
Just because I would want to show that is a possible like failure point in the system, because I think that's an important part of the process. But I also obviously don't want to spend 45 minutes on that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I don't watch episodes anymore either. Not usually. Not all the way through. It's just, I was there, And
That's how I feel. It's not that I don't think the show's good.
Yeah.
The show's good, but
I'll-
when I'm there on the shoot day, if I'm watching it again, because they're very well done, the graphics and stuff that you do for it are great.
Yeah, that's the reason to watch it. Is just like, oh, that's cool. The stuff that you guys add, like the stuff. There's one, the Operation Mincemeat graphics with Weekend at Bernie and all that. That's great. It was really good. Yeah, but I didn't watch the whole episode. I just kind of click, 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 click. Because okay, so here's the thing, right? And this is annoying. It's. I hesitate to even bring it up because I sound like such a jackass.
Go down.
Whenever I turn on YouTube on my PS4, pull it up, it's signed into my account, it's just like, oh, there's me, and there's me again, and there's me again. And it's like, should I block Modern Rogue? It's like, how? Because I watch it all the time. It's like, hey, you watch Modern Rogue all the time. You should watch Modern Rogue. No? How about Scam Nation? It's like, just stop.
Yeah, I get that a lot too, and it's like, dude, I've seen this Modern Rogue episode like 80 times. I put it together. I know what's in that episode. You don't have to recommend that to me.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
you click on it anyway. You're like, oh, 183.
I gotta see the comments.
Weirdly, I don't have that problem with any of the podcasts.
So what's new with you, Brandt? What you got on your mind?
I just work a lot, man.
Yeah.
That's just my life.
Yeah. I hear you.
He's just a clock puncher, just in and out.
Yeah. Although there's not a whole lot of clocking out
Yeah.
most days.
Yeah, it's kind of always on call.
True.
Yeah.
But maybe once we get our editing bays here, we go home for the night.
Oh, you
We're home.
you sweet summer child.
That's the dream.
It'll be like that for a month.
Yeah.
We'll have to just take them back home.
Best laid plans. Yeah.
What are you guys gonna like? I know, John, you are eager to move your like stuff and your operations into here.
Yeah.
Like, Brandt, whether it's next week or next year, like, how all in on that are you?
I mean, I like the idea of it. Some things need to happen first. Like, I need to have a desk.
Yeah.
I would like to have a monitor that's not whatever bottom of the barrel monitor they sent us. I would like to have a decent keyboard.
Sure.
You know, just like quality of life stuff. I need speakers to listen to the stuff that I'm editing.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's say you get all the stuff. Let's say the equipment's there, like...
and disk station brought over here, that would be great.
Yeah.
But like once that all happens, I like the idea of I've got a place to go to work, so that way I can like it's really weird when you're self-employed and you work from home, and a lot of people find that there's
It's 5 p.m. and you haven't brushed your teeth yet. Same.
a lot of people have different challenges with it.
Some more hygienic than others. but-
I do not like working from home.
Really?
No. And that's why I moved literally 1 mile away from here.
Man, if I could Skype into Modern Rogue episodes from my office, I would do it.
But you have a dedicated room in your house.
I do, yeah.
You know, where we're
Yeah,
in an
that
apartment.
really makes
Yeah.
it.
I work out of my living room.
Yeah.
And I do feel mildly spoiled by the universe because my last studio job was also 1 mile from my apartment. And that's how it was for me for like 4 years until my producer was like, you know what, we did our job so well, I'm not going to make any more films because I'm just selling my courses based on the stuff you've already made. So I'm just going to teach.
I've got my office with just like books and books and books and books and books, you know, on shelves and everything. But we got a new TV a while back. And so the old TV is an old like 70-inch plasma. It was in my living room, and I said, we can make that fit, right? In this small office. And it fits, but it gives off so much heat. It's just like, it's crazy. And it's like, I'll get in there, and, you know, summer, the morning sun is blasting through my window because it faces the east.
Blackout curtains.
I know.
just
You
had
have
to put some
shades.
up.
Don't you have shades in that window too?
Yeah, but it's still just like beating down in there. And I've got the dogs in there, and they're laying on my feet. And so I got this giant TV.
I got my portable heater on. I got my suit.
Yeah, I'm wearing a parka, but I'm just sitting there like working on my little lap desk. And I'm just like wiping the sweat off. It's kind of gross. I'm ready for winter.
Yeah, this is terrible. I have to wear sunglasses inside one of the rooms of my house because it's so stupidly bright, and I was an idiot and I put up sheer white curtains. But in my office, I've got it all blacked out because I've got my little media center in the middle, and I've got all my craft stuff all the way around me with one big window that's almost the whole wall. Like, crap, you can't work in there.
Well-
That's why it's like if I want to do anything in here, I have to put up curtains. Otherwise, I stay up until like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I can't work during the day.
Well, what's up with you? What's new? What's going on? What's shaking? How's tricks?
I guess I started hanging out, lurking in the background back in April. And for a while there, I was just trying to like kind of figure out where I was going to fit. And now we're
Same.
kind of sort of starting to find some stuff that I can help out with aside from throwing bottles of water at y'all and telling y'all to stay out of the poison ivy.
Make sure we stay
Very
hydrated.
big
That's
tasks.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I try. Yeah.
And thankfully, we're here in this big studio. This might be the first video that comes out of stuff being produced in this big room now that it's been sound treated. But hopefully we shoot some more stuff in here where there's AC and we don't hydration is not as direly important.
Yeah.
I mean, you still need drink water kits, but
And the bug spray.
and bug spray, sure.
But I guess so. I'm starting to learn how y'all like to do your closed captions and stuff, which is interesting, and I kind of like it. So I hope I get to do more of it.
Oh, nice.
I tried to teach myself how to do some color editing
a
stuff,
little bit
but
of
we
color.
still don't know how that went. The
The
more I do it, the easier it'll get. I taught myself how to use other programs, so I'm figuring this one will just be more of the same, force feeding until I get it, which is how I learn things. Since I had an office job for a long time, or office jobs before I came back to Austin, because I was away for a while, and then I came back, and now it's like, well, what do I do? Y'all are here, so.
These assholes, that'll work.
however that came out. But yeah, no, this is. I hope to keep doing stuff that's useful, and it's been good.
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to co-host with me? This is a mutiny, by the way. This is a coup.
This is our pitch for secession 2.
That's right. It's Brexit, but the BR is for Brian.
Yeah, here's the problem though. If you had me as a co-host, I'd be like, okay, so we're gonna do this cooking stuff, and we're gonna do that cooking stuff, and cooking.
So,
Hey,
So
cooking's very
that's like
good.
my jam.
speaking of, I don't know if you guys. So, what I've been working on is after the quarterly meeting to get. I've been working on the spreadsheet that maps out the details for every episode. But I just did September for now. But then I did a larger one where it is where there are 12 episodes for every month going through January of 2021.
Wow.
And some of those are just like one word, like lassoing, and
Well,
then
that's all you need is one word. We get it.
yeah.
And
And
You know what
that
I
episode.
didn't see on that list? Developing film photographs.
oh, right. No, that's a good one. Yeah. So
This was right around the time that I joined, but I remember there was a day that we hunkered down at Brian's house, and it was, I don't know if you were there, Brandt, but I'm pretty sure you and Brian and John Tilton were there, and it was just ideas for episodes.
really,
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
I should see if I have it, because it might have been a Google Doc thing, but it was like a bunch of similar one word, just like, and I'm sure a lot of it's stuff that we've already done by now, but
My memory, as I'm learning, is just completely obliterated because sometimes I will see myself on television with hacking the system, and I'll go, I don't remember that at all.
Yep.
It's like, and Brian will say, yeah, remember no. It's like, I was there. That's me. That's very much me. I mean,
Sounds
30
like
pounds
something
heavier.
I'd say, but
Yeah.
I'm watching myself say it. But
Yeah.
I don't think I
How
said
long
it.
It's all
have
just
we had
deep fakes.
But that, what's that?
How long have we had deep fakes?
Yeah. How long have we had Jamesons? I think that's the problem. Yeah.
it was your stunt double Mason Jervy.
Yeah, exactly. That was a summer that was pretty much drenched in whiskey. So yeah, but
So what else is coming up in Monterey then?
okay. So one of you said cooking. One of the episodes that we're going to be doing or shooting is some minis where we're going to replicate some prison food, and
Oh, like with the noodles or the Cheetos?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Love prison.
I
Yeah,
do.
you have like a weird fascination
really
with
is.
prison.
I'm
One day they're gonna get YouTube in the clink,
yeah,
and then shoo.
yeah. It's
These
but-
are probably views.
They're these like, well, but it's just because prisoners are like forced to be just ingenious, right, and resourceful, and I love trying to replicate examples of that. Or
Do we need to lock you up in the creepy house for a week and?
that is actually
That's
the second.
Brian's office.
Yeah, apparently, yeah,
That's not a joke.
yeah.
Yeah.
But not
Yeah.
not the murder shed.
Not the murder shed,
Oh,
but the
that's going to be my office.
that's yours, and then
Take
there's
it.
the one out there, which is the hot box.
Yeah. That's why he's getting it.
But yeah, we're going to be doing replicating a couple. Like we're doing like 3 for. I figured it would be like a week of minis, maybe or something like that, where we're making some prison recipes.
Prison week.
Prison week.
Didn't
Yep.
you guys do prison wine?
We did Pruno. Yeah, yeah. That's I think our
Infamous.
biggest episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Everybody
guys
knows
like
the
prison?
Pruno.
Yeah.
See, like, I'm okay with it when it's something where you have like a documented case of this happened in prison. I have a little bit more of a problem with like the I think the making fire with the batteries and steel wool. Like Brian tried to really push like a prison angle to that, and sometimes I feel like you guys really just like have like a fun little idea and you go, okay, so you're in prison. And it's like, prisoners don't have access to like any of these supplies.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true. and fortunately, the comments are polite enough to just not mention it. It's like, oh, they made a mistake. We don't want to embarrass them. We'll not say anything.
Or like I could imagine a world where like one time someone did that once, like the battery thing with the gum wrapper stuff. And
I saw Orange is the New Black.
a very specific
They were doing it
use
all the
case
time.
historically, but not like everyone's doing it all the time. They're not doing it, huddling over it for warmth. But Yeah, sometimes they're kind of specific.
You're in prison, and all you have is all this PVC pipe and unlimited access to power tools. What are you gonna
But
You make a shitty bow.
but prison recipes are
You
a
don't
known
need prison
thing.
for
Like
that.
those are
Yeah.
a big deal.
And these are allegedly like, okay, this one comes from this guy who spent time in Folsom and et cetera. So yeah, that'll be fun. There's that. We've got EDCs and exploring everyday carries.
We still haven't done that yet?
No,
The
we
closest
haven't.
we did was unboxing that bug out bag.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we did EDC, which, let's be clear, and I'm going to mention this in the episode, but they're purses, okay? EDCs are just purses. That,
Oh God! I was hearing guns this whole time. You're like
I
everyday
know,
carry.
me too.
Oh,
That's why
no,
just now
no,
I'm like,
no.
I was
okay,
thinking
this
electronic
changes things a little bit.
dance.
I was like, yeah, I'm from Texas. That's exactly where I went.
No.
Everyday carry is like, oh, you got this cool little knife that you carry
Yeah,
on you.
the other
Yeah.
everyday.
And a USB.
I always
key
keep a
and that kind of thing.
multi-tool and
Yeah.
pepper spray. That's my EDC.
Yeah, exactly. But they're
It's my commercial for E EDCs.
dudes go so far out of their way. It's not a purse. It's a purse. It's a fucking
Like,
purse.
That's why
I
you
told
didn't
you
get the
these
sling
days
bag.
I'm this close to getting a giant Prada bag or Chanel bag because I'm always getting stopped with my big black backpack.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, all the ladies can walk through, so I just need a big ass purse.
Yeah. So we're doing that.
do? You. Yeah.
So do you have a bag for everyday carry?
Yeah.
Because most of the instances of everyday carry I've seen is just stuff that people have in pockets.
Pocket.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm doing okay. So I got 2 of them online that we're gonna dissect. Okay, here's this, and this, and then I made one for myself that was personal to me, and then Allison, my wife, made one that is just super badass, and it's all of this stuff that fits in an Altoid tin, and it is
Love this stuff.
devious.
Yeah,
It's
mint.
really cool.
mint.
I think we left a mint in
One
there.
single mint, yeah.
Yes.
Because I think the pocketability, like everything
smell
I've ever
right,
thought
yeah.
about EDC is like it's what you keep in your pockets or keep on you.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure if you got a kit, it would come in a bag, or it'd be like, here's a million things, and you can make whatever combination you want out of
Yeah.
it. But I think having a pocket primary element to that episode is going to be a big deal. Because
Yeah.
otherwise, people are like, I'm not going to carry a bag.
Yeah.
Like that's not what I do with that.
Yeah. The Altoid
Well,
one
if your
is.
pockets are only this deep, you're gonna carry a bag.
Yeah, the Altoid one is really cool. that
We
put
tried to
together.
give you guys
And-
pockets,
yeah,
but you
and-
didn't like how they looked.
Yeah, David hooked me up with a few
These-
things
I
from
want cargo
Scam
pants.
stuff that we put in there. So
Oh, nice.
some stuff that was actually perfect for it. Yeah, doing that. We're going to do a Cincinnati fire kite. Maybe because
Is that a triple X rated?
No Cincinnati fire kite.
We're waiting until the burn ban is over.
exactly, we might not be able to
Yes.
do that one because of burn ban.
It's gonna be a while.
It's really simple. It's cool. It'll be like it'll probably be like a minute long episode, but we'll find a way to make it 20 minutes.
Please tell me what is a Cincinnati fire kite?
Okay, so first
It's
you
flying
have
fire.
to eat like a lot of fiber. Okay. And,
Okay.
no, it's
It's what happens after you eat Cincinnati chili.
you fold a bit of newspaper a certain way and light it at the corners, and it goes up like a
okay.
flaming
There's
lantern.
science.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
it's-
that Scam School video of the napkins that catch on fire and then float up.
Okay.
that's been done.
Stay on the.
But I didn't even
Am
remember
school
it.
stay.
I didn't even know.
They will.
But now we need the
No, they
modern
won't.
rogue take on it, which is going to be with
Yes.
the newspaper, so it's going to be bigger.
And someone will get injured.
I mean, I don't know if you know this. We did a whole fire eating series on Scam School.
What's
or
that?
they did when it was Rev 3.
Yeah.
Many years ago.
Now that you mentioned, I saw somebody vanish a coin once or twice before
On
this
YouTube?
week.
Yeah.
On Scam School, Scam Nation.
I've got I've got
Don't
some
worry
ideas.
about it,
I've got some ideas to dial it up a notch. We've got an episode on privacy, all the things that you use online to keep your data from being harvested and stuff like that.
Sure.
Different
Those are
browsers, and everything.
plugins.
Yeah,
apps.
yeah. That one actually took me. I worked all day on that one, and in researching it because I was all of the articles that I was culling from. I was like, oh, this Facebook substitute. This sounds cool. They shut down in 2014, and so many of them are gone. Like, oh, here's an email client that doesn't harvest your data. Oh, they got shut down in the whole Edward Snowden thing. All right, well,
Oh.
And so, yeah, I found a lot of that. We are going to be doing a bunch of episodes with a kung fu master, like a Shaolin monk from Shaolin is going to be
Hell yeah.
in town, and it's almost we are shooting the episodes. I'm 90% sure he's going to be able to make it. It's going to be on a Friday. Well, we've got some other. His disciples will be there, but I'm hoping the guy himself. It looks like he's going to make it.
I would have loved it if we just showed up to an empty dojo and you're like, well, I guess I'm gonna fucking figure it out.
No, that's when I lock the doors and be like, all right, let's go.
And then he appears.
And then he appears.
Good one. This
Yeah.
guy's good.
Yeah, doing that, and gosh, I've got. I guess that's pretty much what we're going to be doing on for the month of September. And but we've got some other. That doesn't mean they're going to be coming out. What do we have coming out? I know we've got Lockpicking Lawyer. We've got the
so
Pickpockets.
Next Friday, we've got Lockpicking Lawyer video coming out. Today, we've got
Your Hulk smash moment comes out today.
Escapology with the with the
Oh, with the
shoelace.
thing, yeah.
It's like
the beetle thing where he's on his back.
yeah.
it's a
Very funny
It's a
callback.
7-minute episode, and 2 of those minutes are the ads, so it's a short one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that cold open is super funny.
Yeah. Oh, you watch it?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, you smashed.
And then we've also got I don't know. We've also got another Trevor video coming up this Friday.
Oh yeah, we've got a couple of those.
Yeah.
We've only got 2 more left, right?
Yes.
Okay.
One with the special cameo.
Oh, that's
from,
right.
Griffin. I don't know. her
Griffin
last name.
Ramsey.
Griffin Ramsey.
Yeah, she joined us for one of those.
Yeah, which was fun.
That was good having her back on.
And she knew a lot about it.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
like not just that she knew of it, but like she had. It seemed like she was a fan of. Was it gin or something?
Oh, gin. Yeah, that's right.
Fizzy gin.
Fizzy gin. Like she was a gin head, and so.
Is that what
Only they can call themselves gin.
That's their word.
So.
Yeah, then I'm putting together all of the stuff for September is mostly done. There are a few things that I need to work on. We probably won't get to all of them. And then we roll into October, and we've got to start coming up with some Halloween-centric ones because supposedly the
Halloween's
seance
in
one.
October.
That's true.
That's what they
I've
say.
I've heard.
Yeah.
That's what they
But
want you to think.
but also, shouldn't we start doing some of those in September too? Some Halloween stuff.
Probably. They're filming them anyway.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but we've only got one right now, and that's the seance. We'll see if it actually happens. Yeah. Hopefully.
Okay.
You mean like if it actually works? Or like,
Oh, no.
No, if it actually because
Last
the
year
past
it
few
fell
years,
through.
two
Yeah, we tried to do
years,
it last year.
But I swear we were at least talking about doing it the year before that too.
Maybe.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we've got a lot of stuff that I'm trying to put together. And I want to start like really leaning into more of the outdoor stuff and the survivalist stuff just because we haven't been able to do it for the last like 6 months or so because it's so hot. But I don't want to like crowd the schedule with people saying, oh, well, I guess now this is just outdoor survivalist, that kind of. I'm probably being too sensitive about that, but
do base it on the temperature.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like that because that was
It's the season for campfires.
because that was the problem with like the racing stuff, the car stuff that we did with at the demolition ranch.
yeah, it was in the middle of August.
It was insanely hot, and it was not the right time for it.
It was like 103, no cover really to speak of, and Brandt nearly died.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So like, I think if we pile it all at one time, then I'm sure it can get spread out.
Yeah, exactly. But down the road, we've got lots of other guests. I'm trying to get more guests now that we have space where we can actually kind of host them.
have you hit the comedy book yet?
No.
Because that's what I'm angling for. Is get you guys doing some stand-up comedy.
That's nerve-wracking.
I can't see a world where that episode goes well. So this is Brian has such a thing about like being a comedian. Mm-hmm. Like we just did Night Attack live on stage, and like the first 10 minutes was like, comedians hate magicians,
They do.
magicians hate comedians, and it's like, well, okay, you're both. Like, are you gonna be either one of them? So I don't know. That feels like a tough sell to get Brian to.
Well, what if I could bring? Oh, you guys won't know. Like, 'cause
Eddie Murphy.
every time I throw names, yeah. So,
Sorry,
do you
big
guys know
Hollywood.
Laurie Kilmartin?
Nope.
Felicia Michaels?
Nope.
Bloody hell. It's like
Comedian friends or comedians.
comedian friends. Like, bring a comedian out here.
Do you know Carrot Top?
Gallagher?
Gallagher too?
Gallagher, hey, the retelling of the Gallagher story.
Oh yeah, that's right. Brian wants to do that.
Brendan Small.
Brendan. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Isn't he local?
No, he's L.A.
Am I thinking of somebody else? Must be.
The little brother. of
Metalocalypse,
Brennan
Death Clock.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I am thinking of somebody else.
Like, we could get Brendan Small out here.
That'd be cool.
You know? And he's like,
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah.
more of an
Home
alt
videos?
comic, but he can still, like, go over the basics.
Home movies guy?
Home
Yeah.
movies, that's what it was, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Amazing. Movies was so good.
And he's the
Andrew
only guy I've
Sauce?
ever seen do a functional comedic music set. Like, did you guys see that the Portlandia guy do his drum stand-up set?
Oh, Fred Armisen.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah, that was a.
embarrassing.
Uh,
Like, it was
this is being
painful.
recorded.
It was painful to watch that.
I haven't seen it. It's weird because stand-up comedy, I like watching it from the comfort of my home, but then when I watch it in person, it's too real. Like going to see a play, and I just start like, if something falls flat, I'm like, oh, I have anxiety for you, my friend. Oh, this is hard for
Yeah,
both
but
of us.
there's no better high than watching a good one walk out to a bad audience, be like, no, now I own you, and just taking command and deciding when you will laugh.
I think one of the only like professional stand-up comics, like, well, I shouldn't say that. Probably the biggest that I've seen was a long time ago. It was Joe Rogan, probably like around 2002 or something like that. Yeah, at Cap City Comedy Club. Well, long time ago. He was very, very funny. I mean, he
Funny
was,
guy.
Yeah, he was on point.
I gotta go back and babysit the kids at the warehouse.
Okay, cool. Be sure to feed
Thank
me
you for
one.
stopping by.
Thanks for coming, David.
all the patients. Thank you for what you do.
On your way out, David, any Core 2 shirt updates? Just for me?
I mean, they're being printed.
Okay. So if somebody sent a message the other day saying that.
When to find one in their mailbox, I would say give us like 3 weeks.
Okay. And so it's not too late for somebody if they just sent shirt size.
I ordered
a
extras
couple days.
each size.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Take care, David. Thanks for swinging by, man. Thanks for hanging out.
I like that guy.
Okay, so for each of these, and Brandt, you had mentioned this, talking about like me pulling something from the library that I pulled from. Over the past couple of years, I've accrued like a number of shelves of books with all sorts of stuff that we can pull from. There's spy stuff, there's social engineering stuff, and then there's this one it's actually very family friendly. It's called Sneaky Uses for Everyday Things.
Here, it's not going to focus.
Okay, never mind. Look it up, or maybe Brandt will put it in.
We'll figure it
But I've got like a stack of these, and
out. Of this book?
there's
looks like it.
there's like more sneaky uses for everyday things.
Oh,
There's
okay.
like several editions of this, and it's all little like see on the back you can see there's like
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them.
6 more. There's and they've got like lots of little stuff like how to turn a penny into a radio, make a flood alarm with an aspirin, change milk into plastic, extract water and electricity from thin air, and stuff like that. And-
Sometimes I really need to turn my milk into plastic.
Yeah.
yeah.
You can just never have enough.
And but
I need plastic.
so we've actually tried a couple of things from this.
Really?
And they have both failed terribly.
Oh no.
That's on us. But so like
Which ones?
make batteries from everyday things. The fruit battery.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. Well, the lemon, yeah, that thing was not properly.
That was us. That was us.
Yeah.
And then okay, do you remember when Bradley Clerk came and joined us and we tried to do the Foxhole radio?
Oh, I remember that happened. I wasn't there for that.
Oh,
but I heard
okay.
that happened.
Yeah, we tried it and it was.
Was that out of a penny? Did you try using a penny?
I don't think we had a penny.
Could a penny
no.
have helped?
I think it was like I think it
Your
was.
patronage means that we have pennies to make radios.
Yeah, this was one of the. Yeah, I think I pulled part of it from this book, and so, but it also didn't work. User error. But there's so much good stuff in here that I want to try, and it's all just like it's all harvesting things from other things like like you take the base of a wire controlled car, like a remote controlled car, take the base out and do a few things with it. But it's all like stuff that kids can do, and yet Brian and I have screwed up the two that we've tried. No surprise there. But yeah, there's a lot of really neat stuff in here. And some stuff's not super topical, like make a videotape rewinder.
Very dated object.
That's
Yeah.
because they don't come up with these books anymore. They put them on BuzzFeed lists,
Oh, totally. Yeah.
which
yeah.
I consume every time
Yeah.
I see them.
Now there was in one of these there was like an office warfare one or an office warfare section where it's like making catapults out of tape and pencils
Yeah,
and
my
stuff like
coworkers
that.
and I used to do that at one of the places I worked at.
Nice, yeah. And I had planned one of them out or a couple of them out, and then day of, whenever I walk in with plans, sometimes it just gets shot down. It's like, okay, well, this has been on the thing for a while now, but I'll go back and redo it. So I bought, we were going to make this like catapult thing that throws like hard candy at people. It's like a little tiny thing. And
Okay.
you load it up with like runts.
Yeah.
So there's like a bunch of candy over at the warehouse that's been there for maybe 2 years now. So it's getting good. It's going to be real hard.
Vintage.
Yeah, but I want to start doing stuff like that. And I think it's within our wheelhouse, right? Like something that
There's really nothing that's outside of our wheelhouse.
But
I
how
know.
much would people like it if y'all do something that they actually can go do at home?
It's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
It's like, I'm sorry, we tell you no all the time, but this time, it's a yes.
Yeah. Now I don't have those on the schedule, but I'm going to. I want to put those in there somewhere. 'cause
stuff you
they're-
can do at the office would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun and interesting, and
Everybody's always looking for ways to mess with their coworkers. Come on.
they require some ingenuity. It's pretty
Yeah,
neat.
I think Brian often gets kind of trapped in the mentality of how do we angle this so that it's like a thing that an action hero would do, or something like that. And it's like really the show just needs to be about something that you guys find interesting.
Yeah. He does get caught up in no, it has to follow this structure, and a lot of
So-
times that saves the episode, and then sometimes it completely just makes us say, okay, back to the
So
drawing
you're on
board.
a secret spy mission to make somebody you work with absolutely crazy.
like
Like an Annoyatron, the little high-pitched emitter device that you can just stick on somebody's desk. And it's like they can just barely hear it.
I feel like Office Pranks is an entire narrative. I feel like that's a self-contained idea that is understood, right?
It's a good point. So yeah, I don't know. Let us know what you guys think. I'd like to get your feedback, patrons, because I've got like a stack of these, and
Who's that?
it is by Cy Timony,
Yeah.
which
cool.
that sounds like an alias to me. Which I get it.
Oh, you spell it backwards as Albert Einstein?
Oh, yeah, they're all real like
Pulled a real Alucard on that one.
a la carte. Classic. Okay, so video games. Of course, you said Alucard, and it just made me think Castlevania, right? So,
Okay.
what's everybody playing? If anyone's playing anything.
I will always play Overwatch.
It's coming to Switch?
I know! I don't
Yeah.
want
Spoiler
a
alert.
reason to get a Switch, but I'm gonna get a Switch.
We've talked about it before. Who do you play again?
So mostly I tank. Before the 222 thing that they just put out.
Right.
I never had a problem with that because I always tanked or healed. Mm-hmm. Oh man, are you sure you want me to talk about this? Because I can talk
Do
about
it.
Overwatch
Do it.
for
I
a
love
long time.
Overwatch.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
My wife made me uninstall it last week, so because I was getting
Oh,
a little
no.
crazy.
Okay, so right now it's Orisa and Moira that I'm real stuck on.
Fucking Moira.
Love Moira. The little when you
Vampire
hit everybody.
monster.
I love
Ugh.
her. But I also love Junkrat. He was the first one that I really played. So I was actually at BlizzCon in 2014. The one time I went to BlizzCon, I was rewarded by them announcing Overwatch, which has been my favorite game. My best friends do a podcast on it, which I appeared on once.
I was at that BlizzCon.
Were you?
Yeah, I got
No kidding.
me and my girlfriend at the time got a complimentary invite because she was World of Warcraft trailer. The purple lady who shoots arrows. She was the mocap person for
Sylvanas?
that. Sure.
I don't know. I don't really. I have many friends who play World of Warcraft, but I just missed the boat on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Overwatch, it's my heart game.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite games of all time. But I start getting too like activated, and I'm just like.
Do you get mad at? Oh wait, hold on. You just went like that. Do you play on console?
Hell yeah.
Just watch our latest episode today.
Oh yeah, great.
Well, in fairness, Brian made you do delicate, tiny things for like an hour.
Oh yeah, I'm not good at that. No, I usually played Farah. I'm not sure how you say her name.
Pretty sure it's Farah.
Farah.
I love Farah. She's the one that I go to during skirmishes when I don't really have anything else to do.
Well, I would play Farah, and I would play her so much that whenever I played somebody else, I'd be on the map, and I'm like, I don't know where anything is. I don't know where I'm going, because I would just fly over everything.
Yeah.
And so when I get in the hallway, I'm like, where is
That's
this?
why you gotta play mystery heroes a lot, so that you don't lose your bearings from all the different characters.
Yeah, I would play as Farah and a lot of Bastion. I was actually better at Bastion. I would get angry messages.
Bastion's the robot, right?
Yeah.
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 It turns into a turret with a chain gun.
And has a little
got a
bird
bird.
Ganymede.
And
I have
yeah.
a little plush
I know about the
Ganymede.
bird.
Yeah. No, I would get angry messages on the PlayStation
Yeah.
Network, like just from strangers. You're a straight
That's
up bitch,
okay.
no two ways about it. I was like, all right.
Well, in the little group of people that I usually play with, there's one guy who, he hasn't played in a while, but he plays Bastion, and he ends every match, especially the salty ones, with hashtag Bastion for life. He's like, I know what I do, and I do it on purpose.
What about you, Brandt? What are you playing?
I had been playing Mario Maker 2 on the Switch until I sent my Switch back, and so I'm getting a new Switch on Friday, and I'll probably continue playing Mario Maker 2 for a little while. But I still find myself always thinking about Outer Wilds.
It's incredible. Outer Wilds is.
Yeah.
Everybody should play Outer Wilds. It's really, really something special.
I have an older system, like 6, 7 years old. Will it run it? I need to get a new one.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. I didn't know how
And
graphically
they have it.
intensive
They have it
was.
on the Xbox. It's on the Xbox.
Don't have one of those.
But also when we get PCs set up here, we could also just...
Oh yeah.
Start
Just play it here.
Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
You guys want to see us Twitch stream games more? We've been talking about it for a while. I'd like
of us
to.
are.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, I mean more.
I was about to say, like, people would tune in.
Yeah.
People tune in to watch me draw bugs on Twitch. They will watch y'all play video games.
I mean, I know you two do it like semi-regularly, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to carve out Fridays as a day to do that.
No kidding.
Yeah, I've been doing Final Fantasy IX the past month or two now.
And that's on the Night Attack Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Outer Wilds, like everything about that game is just fine-tuned to be really, really, really clever.
Yeah.
You know, like it feels like if someone tried to make Myst today, that's how they would make it, or they would do. Those are the ways that it would do, like player motivated storytelling. You know.
So I was about to ask what the game even is, because I'm so out of the loop.
It's just like an exploratory
It's an adventure game.
adventure game.
Yeah, it is actually a lot like Myst in terms
Okay.
of how it tells the story.
Huh.
Because it's all like logs or.
And it does a really great job of letting you like explore at your own pace, and
Oh, that's good.
it's kind of largely non-linear in the ways that you can choose any of the planets to go to and find what you find in what order you find it. It's just kind of you start at a certain point
That's
and
nice.
end at a certain point.
And then you get a ship, like it's a tiny solar system
It
basically.
gets real
Yeah.
frustrating when the game is linear and it's like, well, I can't get past this point, so I guess I don't get to play the rest of the game.
Yeah, the only like really frustrating things I had with it are there's like one really specific platforming thing on the water planet where it's very high gravity. There's some really bad platforming elements there in terms of just getting around. But otherwise, it's really good, and it's not too twitchy, and it's you're not too. I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's pretty relaxing in terms of how the action of the game is.
And it tells a really cool story.
Yeah.
And it has like really great atmosphere and tone.
The music's great. The soundtrack's on Spotify, The ending of the game made me cry, and it was really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's high up on my list.
I noticed yesterday while we were backing stuff up from this station that Outer Wilds is on the desktop of that PC.
Yeah.
And I tried to get Brian to play it like months ago, and it's just like,
Well, and so he only played the first 30 minutes of it, which is all the tutorial stuff. It's very cute, and it's also not super indicative of the game.
Not enough to really hook you.
Well, no, it's not that, but
It
it's
just
cutesy.
doesn't really tell the
It's-
story.
It's cutesy, and you meet all the people, and it's all fun talking to all the people.
yeah, it's all set up, and like you don't really get much of the mechanics of what the actual gameplay loop is or anything.
And because it was so cutesy, he played it with the kids, and so I think it became a thing of like, well, I'll go play it with the kids, and will be a thing that we do. But he didn't get to the meat of the game, which is a different thing.
Oh,
and I don't
okay.
think the kids would be interested too much in that.
And he was also like, well, I have to plug in a controller to play this.
You should.
It recommends it.
Yeah, because there's some of that stuff is easier with that. But it's really cool, and it's not too long, like 10, 15 hours maybe,
Yeah,
Something like that.
I'd say probably 15 was my experience.
and that's just to see everything.
Yeah.
But
You're into it?
It's really
It's an
special.
experience,
It's
yeah.
really
It just sticks with you.
It's high up on my list. I might have to check out the specs and see if I can run it on my system. I was actually finally going to dive into Breath of the Wild the other day.
Oh, yeah.
But I hadn't turned my Switch on in like 4 months, maybe more.
Oh, yeah, system updates and stuff.
oh no, it just won't even turn on. So I don't know what's going on. It's like I got to play with that a little bit and figure it out because it was just not doing anything. So I just reinstalled Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 and started playing that again.
Did you 100% Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah.
You
Actually,
shouldn't have reinstalled it.
I did not. I did not do the very last thing in the very last DLC,
Okay.
where you have to
Well, now you gotta start over.
capture this one bad guy, and it was infuriating. And I was like, okay, this isn't fun, and it's the last thing, so we'll just call it 100. Just keep going. But I did a New Game Plus, and it's a phenomenal game. Of course, I'm an easy mark for Spider-Man, so.
No, it is a really good game. I mean, it was so good. Sony bought Insomniac.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the sequel, the inevitable sequel. 'Cause that was like one of the top 3 for me last year. That, Red Dead, and God of War. Yeah.
Did anybody else play Sunset Overdrive? That was the game Insomniac made before Spider-Man for Xbox.
Oh yeah.
And it's on PC and it's on Steam now. But you can pick it up cheap. I got a physical copy for cheap on Amazon.
I forgot about that.
Had like a CD, like a soundtrack on it. That game is pretty cool because it's all about mobility and skating around, but it's also shooting. So it has a bit of that like city traversal feel like Spider-Man, but the action is totally different because it's all gunplay.
That's cool because that must have been like a proof of concept, with that movement.
I bet.
Because that's where Spider-Man really excels because he said, okay, if we get nothing else right, let's get the web swinging right.
Yeah.
And they did.
This is like all grinding. So you're grinding on poles
Right.
and stuff. So yeah, it's
Non-traditional traversal, really fast.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of fun. I think I messed around with it a little bit at E3 a couple of years ago.
Probably
The
is.
one time I went to that carnival.
John, do you play any games?
Rarely. I did play a little bit of Enslaved a few weeks ago. It's fun. Sort of like not Prince of Persia.
Oh yeah, that was
Prince
like
of Persia minus.
That was like what, like Xbox 360 or
Yeah.
something like that? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have an Xbox 360. If that gives you
Okay.
a hint as to where my gaming's at.
Sure. No, I heard that one
I
was
think
fun.
That's the Xbox that I have.
Sometimes I
Maybe.
play Super NES on my
I
phone.
don't use it. It's a paper.
Oh, you got like an emulator or something like
Yeah,
that on there?
and I got a
Nice.
full controller.
I highly recommend if you haven't already, as far as Super NES games, play yourself some Chrono Trigger.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
My
Chrono Trigger is
husband
fun.
makes me
Wait,
tries
is
to
it
make
a
me play
turn-based
that.
combat system?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't really.
Not your thing?
I just can't get my head around.
Sure.
it.
No, I
They made
understand.
games. They made video games. They made them. We're there.
You don't need the turns. Yeah, that's.
It's only one of the best stories of all time. Whatever.
My husband has tried to get me to play that game. He even downloaded it onto my laptop for me, and like tried to get me to play it for hours. And then I got stuck in this one part where I had to like avoid some rats. And then he finally came in and like beat that part for me, but by that point I was so mad about it. I'm just gonna go watch someone play it on Twitch because clearly I can't do
Well,
that.
if I'm gonna play one in my lifetime, Chrono Trigger versus Final Fantasy VII.
Oh,
Chrono Trigger. Yeah.
I mean, I'd
I
say
would-
Final Fantasy VII, but that's because I haven't finished Chrono Trigger probably.
I would probably say Chrono Trigger. Seven's good, and Seven is a masterpiece and a pioneering, turn
Yeah.
in the video
Also,
game
you
industry.
can play it on so many different.
Yeah, you can, and they're doing the remaster
Oh,
series now.
I took it off of my phone, but
But Chrono Trigger is iconic. The story is completely on point, where all the Final Fantasy games are all just.
So, story about my past and my first experience with Chrono Trigger. I did contract work. I was 19 years old, and I was getting paid to stand in Walmart and sell Virtual Boys.
oh my.
Yeah, handing out flyers and demonstrating Virtual Boys. Here, try it out and everything. Only they wouldn't give me a Virtual Boy to like a display one or anything. So I just had to sit there and hand out pamphlets all day. And I ran out of pamphlets by like day 3 of this 2-week thing. And which I found them like in the parking lot,
Of course.
and stuff like that. And so I just had this this like display unit Super Nintendo that was locked, and it had Super Mario All-Stars in it. And they wouldn't give me the keys to it, to the little
Because you
Super
weren't an
Nintendo.
employee.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
just a
And so
guy
I'm
hawking stuff in the store.
Yeah, and so for the longest time, I'm just playing Super Mario All-Stars, sitting there in the very front, no kiosk or anything, of a Walmart.
Oh,
like
like the front near the entrance.
oh, no, inside near the entrance.
Wow.
Just me,
Yeah, they don't do
19,
that
just
anymore.
playing this, playing Super Nintendo. And then finally I was like, hey, can I swap the key? I made up some contrived excuse so that I could get the key. And so I swapped it out, and then I didn't relock it, right? And I went and I rented Chrono Trigger. I was like, sure, I'll try this out.
You rented a game for a booth at a department store.
Yeah, because they wouldn't.
Cheaper that way. It's much cheaper.
Nobody there seemed to know what I was doing
Sure.
at all. Like they had no idea. But so I just sat there and I got paid to just play Chrono Trigger for like a week and a half. And I was like, oh, this game is phenomenal. And people would come up and be like, oh, is that the Super Nintendo? Yeah, can I try it? Well, actually,
Actually, it's my game.
yeah.
This is kind of my job.
I'm on the clock, buddy.
Yeah, so I was like, and
No,
I,
but you can watch.
and I had this one woman who was getting mad at me because her little kid was like, I want to play, and she's like, he's just a kid. I'm like, yeah, I know.
This is my save file.
Yeah, and she got pissed off and went and told the manager on me, and the manager came and griped at me, and I was like, yeah, okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was a drag. So yeah, I guess we can wrap it up unless
Yeah, we
anybody's
should-
got any other talking points or anything.
Yeah, it was Silvana that she was the mocap person for.
There you go.
Got our
Were there
corrections
Discord
in.
questions we wanted to tag?
Oh yeah, we have questions from the
Yeah, let's do some
Discord.
rapid
Let's
fire.
do that before we wrap
We
up.
asked the Discord just some basic questions here. Let's see. Catnip asked, I imagine that while filming, the crew has a bottle of whiskey and just passed around taking swigs every time the boys screw up a line. How true is this?
Well, there's no lines, but I'll leave this. This is
Yeah, there's no script.
Yeah.
And
No.
Brandt doesn't really drink. We don't. I don't drink too much. I guess when we do Scandination stuff, I'll go get a drink.
I think, yeah, for the first time ever this month, I had like 1 or 2 beers on set.
Yeah.
You guys broke me.
Usually it's Brian.
Yeah, it's usually Brian's the one who does the drinking. Let's see. Edwin asks, how do you plan all the work that you need to actually release the video besides just shooting it? Things like multiple stages of editing, research about what Brian and Jason said, conversations, conversions, etc. So we talked about this a little bit on Bizarre Briefing, but in short, Brandt.
Yeah, I mean, you start with a whole bunch of footage and you cut it down, you cut it down, you cut it down, and you cut it down. For me, I publish on Fridays, so Monday is usually assembly, where I take all of the bits of footage and put them on a timeline, basically, get everything synced up and ready to go. Tuesday and Wednesday are like kind of just get it down to size. Wednesday is usually my big research day where I just go through, and if Brian or Jason say something and I just got a gut feeling of like, that doesn't seem right.
Trust that feeling, man.
Yeah, or
Go with that.
Or like they'll say something with a little too much confidence, and you'll go, I don't know where they're getting that information from, so I'm just gonna double check that. And sometimes you uncover interesting information that you can incorporate into the video. Sometimes you find interesting information that you can incorporate into the video. Sometimes you find stuff that substantiates what they say. Sometimes you find stuff that disputes what they say. Sometimes I have that gut feeling and I can't back it or negate it in any way, so I will just cut it out because I'd rather it not even be there to begin with if I don't know for sure one way or another. And then Thursday is usually like cleaning up stuff, polishing, refining. If we have like animations and stuff, I'll do those on Thursday. If we have research segments, then those will usually get all put together on Thursday. And then I just work through the night and publish on Friday.
Okay. Let's see. Argion asks, have you guys ever been injured because something injured because something that those two were messing with exploded or went wrong in some way? I don't think the crew
You dodged the bolt from the warehouse building.
dodged the bolt.
During the desperate defense, it was the nut actually from the building, put in the wallet, slung the wallet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't think any of the crew's ever gotten like broken, like broke the skin
It
on
looks
anything.
like stuff should have hit
I mean-
somebody, but it didn't.
Brandt's been injured a couple of times.
Good at dodging. Well,
Yeah, I've been injured, and not necessarily explicitly from something you guys have done, but between the poison oak exposure from coming out here and filming for the shelter video,
Stick in your eye.
the stick in my
the
eye.
stick in your eye was pretty bad.
That was one of the scarier ones. The overheating from the drifting video,
Yeah.
stuff like that. I'm sure there's probably more, but those are kind of the big ones.
I don't think I've gotten the thing. The only thing I can at least think of is like anytime there's a card throwing thing, Brian always throws cards at us because it never reads on camera like throwing a card directly at the lens. But it does mean that the camera people do get hit with them, and he's done it a lot, so he gets a little bit of force on it.
And like I like Rick Smith Jr., but he does that as well. And it's always
You need very specific conditions for it to look good, and we usually don't. You need to stop and like plan and all that
and
stuff.
have
And
it
it's
not
usually
be raining like the last time he was out here.
yeah, the raining didn't help very much.
Oh, on Scam Nation?
on
Yeah.
Scheme Nation,
Yeah.
and yeah, usually that just makes me feel really bad because it's like, oh, you're just hitting me in the face with cards. That's not fun for me.
Yeah, that's tough. The other time, this was not really an injury, but I definitely walked away from the stick feeling really shitty. When we did
I've had a couple of those.
the
When you ate all that steak and passed out face down in the kitchen?
no, what was the night vision thing?
Okay.
Hiding
Yeah.
in night vision,
Yeah,
where we
predator
shot it in the
vision.
sorry predator vision, where we shot in the middle of the night and it was pouring down rain.
Yeah.
I have a thing. I've had. It's not even the first time I've been filming something in the rain, but the other time that happened was also a really awful experience for me because it was like I was working this other job and it was like my first time going out and doing this on-site reporting sort of photography thing, and I had no idea what I was doing, and they asked me to go get quotes, and I had no idea who I should talk to, and then it started raining, and it was my own T3i that I was taking out there with me, so it was like, I hope that's why I'm not worried about these cameras getting wet anymore, because I know that they're pretty rugged.
Right.
But so doing that other thing in the middle of the night when it's raining, the cameras and we got the lights and we're trying to keep the bags and the bags won't stay up and the fucking lights won't stay up and all the audio sounds awful and you guys are running around and we're just, I just hope that we have coverage on this stuff.
It's challenging.
I was not a happy camper that night.
I had fun with that shoot, but I could see It was kind of frustrating, but in a way that I had fun with because it looked different and felt different, and
Sure.
I think the end product was kind of fun. But I could totally see where that could be not great.
The ball head on the light that I had would not tighten, so it kept falling over, and I ended up having to stop, and that's so frustrating because you're just like,
Right.
like this is now reflecting on me. So, but otherwise, physically, I don't think I've been injured very much on.
You gotta get good at dodging.
I'm quick like a lightning bolt.
Or you just know that, well, that's not gonna hurt if it hits me.
Okay, last question. This is from Pom Poor. I have a question. How has Brian not stepped on a rusty nail yet? He's always walking around barefoot, and there is rusty material everywhere there.
Not a lot of not a lot of rusty nails that I've noticed. But even if he does, we're not on a farm, so I doubt he'll get tetanus.
It's mostly that I've seen are just like errant screws, and not rusty ones either, which is actually what happened to me on hacking the system.
Really?
Walking around through the little warehouse that we were shooting in, I stepped off camera and I was just walking across, and all of a sudden feel a stabbing pain in my foot, and a screw just went all the way in and pulled it out and pulled
nail or a screw?
A screw, and it had just been sitting upright, and I pulled my shoe out and poured the blood out of my shoe. It was pretty gross, but the wound was fine. I cleaned it, scrubbed it, wrapped it, and got back to work. But the crew freaked out. Everyone was like, "Okay, we need an incident report." And I was like, "No, just relax. It's fine, fine."
Yeah. The barefoot stuff. I'm more afraid he's gonna get like ringworm or something.
Oh yeah.
Or like,
Ringworm's not that big of a deal. It's really not.
Sure.
There's a cream for it.
Yeah.
It'll go away.
I've had it repeatedly. I don't let the dogs in the bed anymore. Yeah,
Well, look,
true story.
Like not for his health or safety or anything, but he's always barefoot, and he'll continue to be barefoot, and he's gonna want to show it to us. And I definitely don't want to see it. I already don't want to see his bare feet. So I definitely don't want to see it with fungus ringworm on it.
It's not a big deal.
Well, right now it feels like
I mean, it's not cool. Sorry.
the biggest hazard is all the big, huge caliche rocks out there. That's like you think you're stepping okay, and then you step on one of the big ones, and all of a sudden your ankle's facing this way.
Oh yeah, that's yeah. You gotta
Oh,
be careful
actually,
with that.
Brian
It
hurt
happens
his
to me so much that it doesn't even bug me anymore.
Brian hurt his foot on Sunday. You remember that?
Yep.
He,
Oh yeah.
what did he do?
So he was
Heard
bringing this
that.
ladder in, this ladder that I don't think is ours. I think was one of the pieces of detritus here at the property.
okay.
And he was carrying it from over there when we shot all the
By himself.
stuff
Yeah.
by himself.
with us flanking,
and
but still.
it was like open. He was carrying it like if
Yeah,
because
just
it's
the
rusted
way it
up
is right
and
now.
no one knows how to close it. And we were bringing stuff out and we just hear him go fuck. And I guess he smashed his nail
I
somehow.
didn't even see. I didn't want to look.
I
close
couldn't
enough,
possibly look because
but-
he was wearing flip flops, but he was like, "Yeah, I kind of ripped the nail."
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
But
there's
at least he wasn't sweating.
There is that.
There's a word for what he was doing. It's called lalachisia, and it's when you get hurt and you curse real loud and a whole lot. It's supposed to relieve the pain.
Lalachisia?
Lalachisia.
I've never heard of that.
I love that word. It's that and vituperation are two of my favorite words.
I remember Brian mentioning that, but he posed it like a hypothetical philosophical question about stubbing toenails.
Like, what would happen if I stubbed my toenail?
I forget what he asked me exactly, but I didn't have much of a thought on it.
Next time I
Strange.
have an injury or something like that, I'm just gonna scream Lalachisia! Lalachisia!
I don't know. That might take more effort than just the monosyllabic ones,
That's
the real
true.
pointed ones.
But thank you everybody for your questions. We have a Discord just for Modern Rogue patrons, patreon.com/Modern Rogue. There's information on there about how to figure all that stuff. Look it up, Google it.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Let us know what you'd like to see from these. This is our first time. We didn't really have much of a plan. But if you have something else you'd like to see, the cast will probably rotate. We're not all going to be able to make it. Brian wanted to be here, but he's doing one of his things with his wizard friends. So
No elaboration needed on that one.
Yeah, you're going to see like a rotating cast of people who can and can't show up. Like Corey will join us, but maybe John might not be here, etc.
So if there's anything you want to know, let Jason know.
Or
We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
The new show.
sounds good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brian was at the flip-flop store.
He's at the flip flop.
Well, now that you mention all that, I need some flip flops if I'm going to use the shower.
Yeah?
Yeah, you gotta protect your feet, man.
It's a home grade shower though.
But then everybody's gonna be using
Yeah.
it. People with ringworm.
I'm not going to be showering.
I don't currently have ringworm, by the way, but.